is Bill Sikora, Florida Bass Paddler. I'm here in Wellington on one of my favorite lakes. I want to do a quick re-review of the Kaku Wahoo kayak. This is a 12.5 foot edition, weighs about 75 pounds. It was on this very lake where I did my initial review of the kayak, and I hadn't had it very long, but I wanted to touch on some of the key points. But now, after having it for a long time and really getting to fish it in a variety of situations, I really feel the need to re-review some of these things, because some of the key features I reviewed in the first review really have paid off for me. This boat, again, 12.5 feet, mid-70s, is not a bear to transport, nor is it a bear to store. I throw it in the back of my pickup truck, but I've also car topped it. It's long enough to track well. It's got good speed for a shorter boat, and I really enjoy fishing out of it. One of the key features I really enjoy about this boat is the open cockpit here. It gives me a lot of room to stretch out. I don't have a lot of clutter around me, less chances of my line tangling on anything here in the cockpit, such as other cockpits that may have pods or pedals or things of that nature. And to each his own. I just prefer a nice open cockpit. It does have the nice adjustable foot braces on aluminum tracks, which is really sturdy. But most importantly, what I like about it is the amount of space I have for my feet. The kayak is extremely stable and very easy to stand in, even from the sitting position. Having that open space allows you to kind of put your feet wherever you want. You can move around a little bit without worry about tripping on something or kicking something. In addition to that, this really cool Kaku logo is not just for aesthetics, but it really helps drain water. All the ridges here on the floor are about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch tall. So if you do get some water in there, if that maybe drained out from your water shoes, your sandals, or maybe take some water over the side, it really allows you to stand and provides a pathway for the water to drain out in one of the 4 scuppers here in the cockpit. In addition to that, we have some really nice top load Yak Attack gear track. As you see, I have some tether points here, as well as my roto grip paddle holders. So really, this kayak is well thought out. And while it may not have a lot of the bells and whistles and going on here in the cockpit that some other brands have, if you're like me and like that open space, this is a kayak for you. Here's some footage of me fishing out of the kayak. You'll see me standing in it fishing, and really comfortable to do so. Check it out. A lot of bait scattering around the water here. I see a lot of top water commotion as far as little bait fish coming up. Done a couple bass on a spinnerbait, as well as just released a 22-inch snake. But it looks like they're chasing bait pods through the shallows here. There's a bit of a drop off about 2 feet off the shore, so I'm kind of working the bait across it, and then slowing the retrieve down a bit as it gets over the drop off. Just had another small hit, but I know there's a lot of lion cichlids in here. They will hit spinnerbaits. The larger ones will get it. The smaller ones will actually get a lot of the skirt, which that's what I'm feeling a couple times. So starting to warm up rather quickly, so I'll probably go back to top water when we start getting into the canals. So I'm going to continue to work this drop off a little bit with this spinnerbait. It's a 412 Bait Company Phase 4 spinnerbait. Here's another one. And I think that's another snake. It's a Phase 4. It's a great spinnerbait. It's catching fish today. So this is definitely a big snake. Snake head. Bigger than the other one, I believe. I don't know. Maybe he's not bigger. I don't know. He's fat though. Not as big. Beautiful coloring. Love the black spots. Got that red spot on the tail. Looks like an Oscar, the aquarium fish. But boy, these boys can fight. Some structure up here. We're gonna go work. And we'll start hitting the canals. I'm sure there's bigger snakes in there. We got a 22 and a 25. Two small bass, the biggest being 14, about 14 and a half. Small guy. All of which came on the spinnerbait. Was throwing top water earlier. Live target, hollow body, frog popper. Had two lazy swipes at it. Weather's warming up now, so I still think it's going to come into play at some part of today. But right now I'm just kind of working structure with the spinnerbait. And they're going to go hit some of the drop-offs in the canals. But I have some nice stick up over here. See if there's anybody home. Then we'll head over to the canals. Stupid. Lion. In addition to all the space in the front of the kayak, I also want to touch on the space here in the back. The Wahoo 12.5 has a nice, wide, long storage space here in the tank well. It's cut out here for a nice small hard side cooler or soft cooler, as well as two scuppers. It has some bungee here with 6 eyelets for attachment points, as well as 2 more sections of Yak Attack top load gear track, so you can put additional accessories there. In addition, the kayak has 2 flush mount rod holders if you're someone that just like to take a couple rods out with you, as well as a 6-inch dry hatch with a ditty bag inside. That's really great for keeping things such as your wallet or phone, car keys, anything you want to keep close by and within reach, but want to keep protected from the elements. So again, very simple in the back here, well thought out kayak. In addition to that, what I want to show you here is this section here. This is made for a shallow water anchor power pole. I have an aftermarket piece here with the Yak Attack gear track here for my flag. But if you like fishing inshore and you have the need for a micro power pole, you can actually mount the bracket right here. The kayak is pre-cut out. And the kayak is also rudder ready. So if you decide you want to put a rudder on it, all the threaded inserts are there, as well as the lines to run the wires through. So again, a really well thought out kayak by Kaku. Another key feature I touched on in the first video that I really didn't get an opportunity to see until I took this kayak inshore fishing and going against the current was this aggressive front. It looked really cool when I first saw it. I was told that the reason it was made was to keep water away from the bow, but I never got an opportunity the first time out in a freshwater lake here to really see it in action. So I was fishing in the St. Lucie River with some friends, and we were going against the current as our day was over, and two of my friends noticed how well the kayak was shedding water away from the boat, which really allowed the bow to stay dry. I have to imagine that would also be great for offshore fishermen, as well as when I'm taking this into some lakes that have heavy cover, like a lot of lily pad fields. This really aggressive cut allows me to cut through and get into a position where I'm within casting distance of a nice patch that I want to fish. So a nice aggressive front, spray keeps water spray away from coming on top of your bow, which also helps keep your contacts in the dry hatch dry. We all know that dry hatches have a tendency to let water in on occasion, but without water coming up over your bow, that really helps the hatch keep your gear dry. This is a nice big hatch, can fit wheels and such. There is a ditty bag that comes with the kayak. I took mine out so I can keep my wheels inside, but a lot of storage up here with the additional 6-inch hatch in the back gives you a lot of storage options. In addition, it has 2 more eyelets in the front. You can use them for attachment points. I add a piece of bungee here because I like to keep my rods along the front of the kayak during transport. So again, just a great design. Really enjoy fishing out of this kayak. The Wahoo also features a nice removable chair that can double as a camping chair in case you want to stop off and take a break during a long day's fishing. It's comfortable to sit in, and it's at a great height, so it's very easy to get up into the standing position from the height that it's currently in now. It secures to the kayak with 4 special brackets and is a breeze to take on and off the kayak, which is helpful when you're transporting it, as well as want to remove some of the weight when you're carrying it to and from your favorite launching spot. So if you're in the market for a great kayak that won't break your bank or your back, go to kakukayak.com to check out the 10.5 and 12.5 Wahoos, as well as this 2017 Kaku Kahuna stand-up paddleboard and the all-new 2018 Kaku Voodoo stand-up paddleboard. So I'm Bill Sikora for Kaku Kayak. I'll see you on the water.